Hi guys. Okay, so we are going to take our, I totally ripped off the top, but it's sugar sheets, edible decoration paper. This is not fondant. This is really just what it says, a sheet of sugar paper. And it is very thin. And what you need to use this are little paper punches, like this. My original plan, because I thought this was more like fondant, was to use these little plunger cookie cutter things. You see, they push it right out, which would be awesome if this was fondant, but it's not. So, plan B, thank goodness I had this little sucker. So, you're going to see me real quick punch out a bunch of snowflakes, and they will all look like this. Teeny tiny snowflakes. And my hand will be super cramped after this, but it is for the love of my daughter and her birthday party. Well, cupcakes for her class, frozen themed, because everything has to be frozen nowadays. And I would like to give a shout out to my cupcake addiction. She is a YouTuber, and my original idea came from her channel, so it didn't turn out the way like hers did because of our sugar sheet difficulty, but that's okay. Shout out anyway. So, what I do is I take the sugar sheet and I put it in here. I like to get the most bang for my buck, so I don't just like shove this in all the way and go bam, bam, bam. What I do is I turn it upside down so I can see the second that it's completely filled, like this, and then I punch it. And there you go. You have your little flake. And see, it's like right as close as possible. Instead of going all the way in, you can see how much sugar sheet I would be wasting. Because I have 20-something cupcakes to make for her class tomorrow. So, I want to get as many of these little suckers out of here as I can. Little tip, I got these from Joann's. They were only like a few dollars, like $3 and change or something. Do not get them from Amazon. They are over $6 a sheet. I know, Amazon is expensive in this case. So, and you'll see here, we've got the little snowflakes. Ooh, shadows. And then we've just got like the extra that falls off, which you can totally eat this. They're in the garbage, whatever. It's sugar. It's edible. It's fine. So I'm going to finish this sheet and we will be back. And a little tip, this has the plastic behind it. Do not just take it all off. The packaging tells you to, cut out what you need and all that fun stuff. So, because I'm trying to get everything I can, what I do is I punch a row and then I cut off the excess. Punch a row and then cut off the excess. So, because I don't want to waste any by misjudging how wide the line should be, what I do is I just fold the little plastic covering back just enough to get my punches in, because without this plastic backing, yes, it's bendable, but it will also crack on you, and then you'll be a very sad baker. Okay, so we are done punching, and at the end of it, you'll have all these little strips and pieces of little sugar paper and a big old mess, but it's okay, it's an edible mess. And then you'll have all your little snowflakes. You want to make sure they're in a sealed Ziploc bag because you don't want them to dry out. And so next we are going to make these all sparkly with some luster dust. Our sugar paper snowflakes, so we're going to dump them in a bowl. And we have our paintbrush, clean paintbrush, and our luster dust. This is going to make the snowflakes nice and sparkly because that's awesome.
Can I dump it?
We're not going to dump it, sweetie. We're just going to scoop it out because we have a lot of snowflakes. So we're just going to scoop it out. And then we're going to start gently mixing. I don't know if that's going to show up on the camera. Maybe when we're done it will. So we're going to mix this up and we'll be right back. Okay, so we're all done mixing, and I'm trying to hold the light here because it doesn't want to show up, but there is, you can kind of see on the bowl the super sparkly This stuff is pretty sparkly and shimmery. It's awesome. It also gets everywhere, so be forewarned. So we're going to put these little guys, all of our shiny little snowflakes, on top of our cupcakes. So we have our cupcakes. They're all cooled. I actually stuck these in the refrigerator so they would be nice and cool. We are going to do a melted frosting technique. So we have our two colors. We have blue and white for right now.
And we're gonna make two more.
So we have our dish here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna pour the frosting into one side. Now I melt it a little bit so it's not super thin. Because if you do it super thin, it's not going to be as opaque, and you're going to have to do multiple layers on your cupcakes, and that's just a pain in the butt.
Yep. Sorry.
So we've got one on each side. And you can do this with one color, but we're going to jazz it up and do it with two colors. So we've got that. And we're going to grab a toothpick. And we're just going to swirl it around a little bit. Okay. We're going to take our cupcake, we're going to give it straight down, twirl it a little bit, gently raise it up, and voila! So now it's colored and there's not too much frosting on it. So we're going to do the rest and we'll be right back. The finished product. We covered the tops in luster dust because a little goes a long way, so the little tiny, hold on. So it's this big, and we used like barely any. Well, that's probably like a lot, but whatever. We went overboard with the shimmer, but that's okay, because it's frozen. Ah, see, you can see the shimmer better. So all that little shimmer is on all the little snowflakes. Because we like sparkles in this house. Now you can kind of tell when I was talking to you earlier about melting the frosting, the blue and white, I like, that's my personal favorite, was a little thicker as you saw. The pink and purple was thinner, so you can tell that it doesn't seem like quite as thick of a layer. But, you know, whichever works. I mean, let's be honest, these are cupcakes for 5- and 6-year-olds, so I'm nice to the teacher, and we're going to put as little frosting as we need to. So, alright, well, I hope you enjoyed. Have a good one.